Hello, hello. Hi, Bob. Good to see you again. Sylvia, Lester, Kirk, Morgan, Rochelle. I love you, but that red and gold has got to be 49ers. All right. Does everybody want to learn how to do a Facebook ad to win this competition? Do you guys know how to raise your hand on the Zoom? Like how to hit that little thing? Not like we can physically, but I got a lot of people who won't show their face. Do you know how to raise your hand on the screen where you could do the reactions and then it says raise hand. If you are in the March Madness bracket, because I don't have everybody listed. So we got Ashley and we got Bob, Rochelle. Kirk, you better raise your hand. No, I know
Yeah.
you're on it. Nancy, I know you're on it. You're against Diane. Diane, you're on it. This will be fun. It's going to be so much fun for those of you that are using Morgan. Morgan against Morgan. Um, so this is going to be great. Congratulations to all of you that made it onto the contest, and yay for you to take advantage of some free marketing material, right? So yay on that. um, I took a class of Nick's. Our weeks and days fly by. I think it was last week. Could have been the week before, but I learned a couple tricks. But I also learned that Nick, I think he's secretly watching my videos because he's like showing stuff that I've been showing for a long time that works. So you're going to hear a little bit of a repeat on stuff, but we do have some added little tricks which fall into the interest for you to do. Of course, all of you guys can utilize this for this week's ad if you haven't done one yet. Try it for the next week's, or do additional ads just to help boost your business, right? Is there anybody who has not done a Facebook ad at all? Jennifer, you have. Megan, Lee, I know everyone else has because they're all in the contest. Lester, are you on the contest? No? Okay. Are you doing Facebook ads? You're on mute.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Well, you need to if you want some business. Or at least just marketing, right? Get your name out there, get your face out there and your business. All right, you guys, let's dive in to, let's dive into an ad. So the very first thing that we all know we need to do is we need our images. And you want to do that before you start an ad, because you get started on your ad and then you got to save it as a draft, and then you got to go get your images if you're not ready, if you're going to create them in designs and blah 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 blah. So and half the time I start to do an ad, I'm like, oh yeah, I need some images and designs. So let's go to designs first, and I want to show you guys all something real quick. When you go into designs, you can use an image that I know a lot of you have gone to my classes where we have created a template that's a blank image to work on stuff. So if you want to do that, and just go grab some pictures, but I actually want to utilize some of the KW designs for our ads. So you're going to go click the plus button down here in the bottom right, and you're going to click on social, and then you're going to go to next. Now, a lot of you probably don't have listings. If you have a listing, fantastic. That is the best ad ever to do. People obviously want to see a listing. So even if it's a seller, they want to see what they're going to buy. So having a listing ad or gearing your ads towards buyers are going to get you the most results. So first and foremost, I believe the best image to have if you do not have a listing is a screenshot of the map on your search on your website. So we don't need that to go into designs. We're going to use designs for another thing. So you're going to go to your website, and I want you to actually go to your KW website. and then do a search. So if there's a particular neighborhood that you're really wanting to get listings in, then you're going to want to go to that area. For ease for me, I'm just going to use my current location because, and I always have to allow because I'm in incognito. It makes the most sense, right? So then I can just scroll over. I think I'm going to come right up here to this. And maybe if I want to do like Oswego as my ad, I might zoom out a little bit more so I can get a bigger range of properties. And you can minimize it by picking out what you want and don't want. So you click on for sale and you've got what types of properties. Of course, we don't want pending showing up. You've got price. So maybe I'm targeting a certain level of home. Again, if you're looking for listings, think about move up buyers. So price range in LO for move up buyers, even if it's a buyer from another area, you know, just coming into Lake Oswego could be a move up for them, right? So maybe I'm going to do, that's quite a range, but, and it probably won't change much in LO. What do you guys think? 2 million for move up for, if I can get it. Okay, 2.25 is it. Is that a good move up buyer range in LO? Sure. Any LO buyer agents, listing agents? Okay, so just think about this. Here's my search. And then I'm going to use the snippet tool on my computer. Or you can do a screenshot if you're, or you have a certain snipping tool. Who has a Mac? How do you do a snip of your screen? On PCs, you're going to do a snippet. You're going to grab it, and then you're going to grab your square and make sure you don't get the draw and the map in there, right? You don't want that, and you don't want anything that doesn't look like. So there's a square for me. Maybe I want to come more of.
And Tanya, for Mac users, it's Shift Command 4 is what you press till you can grab a fraction of a screen grab.
There you go. Just make sure it's a square, you guys, as close to the square that you want to get, because it's going to crop it when we take it through designs. So you're just going to grab that and you're just going to save that somewhere on your computer so that you have that handy dandy for yourself. So that you can find it easily when you're ready to do the ad. Keep this page up of the snip that you do, because when we go to send the people that click on the ad and provide their information to you via the Facebook lead gen form, we're going to send them somewhere, and obviously they're going to want to go to the website to search. So you're going to copy the URL up at the top, and you're going to end up pasting that. So you can either do that now, or you can come back and do that. Just toggle between the tabs. Let's go back, because you don't want to do an ad with just one image. You want to do an ad with multiple images, because think about when you're scrolling through your Facebook feed and you're going and you see an ad that has multiple images going across, you see the little bit of it there and you want to scroll. So the real idea is that you want them to stop, right? And if it's just one image, how fast and easy is it for you just to scroll past without even stopping to look? And when you see that it has multiple, that gets people to stop and then go, what else is there, right? But it's got to be an image that they're going to want to stop on and then grab their attention to go look at other images, and hopefully they'll click on one of them. And what Nick said, and what I've been saying for a long time, is this image of this map is the biggest stopping point for them to want to click, because they want to click those buttons. They want to click these homes to see what it is, and that's like catching their attention. Make sense? So now we're going to come in here and, oh, look, they've bumped it out a little bit bigger. I want to show you guys this because everyone should see this luxury button here, right? And we all know, like when you go to listings or when you go to buyers and we want to look at properties. So actually, I like going to the listings. So if we go to this and we want to change up an ad and reword it a little bit or whatever, you know, you can change the colors on this. You don't have to stick to red. You can make it color coded to whatever you like. And we always want to go to square. So you can make this look like whatever you want. But luxury, technically, as a luxury agent, you have to be qualified as a luxury agent in order to utilize the luxury logo. That does not mean that you can't come in here and utilize, um, let's go to property marketing, utilize the look of these social ads. You just can't use the luxury logo. Does that make sense to everybody? So do you like these better? Right? So they've got a different look. Again, you can change the color. But I just wanted you guys to know that. Even if you're not a luxury agent, don't qualify for it, you can absolutely use these if you want to. So, oops, where's my square? Square is there. So we want to use a square and we want to change it up and make it our own. I actually like this. I really like this one. So if we're going to be targeting move up buyers for the ad, look at all this here. Now we have a bunch of them that we can look at. Those are classy, aren't they? Do you guys like them? I really like this one. I'm going to steal this one. Borrow. Sorry. Okay. Now, the house in the background we don't have to use, but we could highlight it. I'm going to add an image. If you wanted to add that square of the properties, I could do this. I could maybe, I mean, you have to think, right, what's going to grab their attention? They're going to see all these homes for sale now available in Lake Oswego. And see, it was too big. So the easiest way to fix that, click out and then going side to side on those little lines, make sure box longer. Going corner to corner changes the font size. Okay. Maybe I want to do that, and then I want to grab these. Just see how easy this is, and maybe pop it up at the top. What do you guys think? I have an image I can utilize. If you don't like the gray, you can change that maybe to white. And then the font, change that to gray. I don't know. Play with it, right, guys? Until you see what you want. That's too faded. Undo, undo, undo. There you go. Fast and easy. There's one image. Then you just download it as a JPEG to your computer. The first time you download it ever, it's going to come up, and some of you might have it to where it has the auto pop-up, and some of you it might just automatically show up in that little bar across the bottom. We're going to save that. Now I want to keep the same thing up here, and maybe I'll change out the verbiage, but I want to change my image for the other pictures. So you can come over here to company. I'm going to skip Gary's little help there. And then maybe you want to like sell the neighborhood, right? So lifestyle, activities, LO. You just want to go grab some other pictures. Can we do this for LO? Maybe. Maybe you just want to go for homes. It's all hit and miss on what you guys want to do. You can go grab other pictures. You can grab other information. Morgan, you want to pitch in any ideas to help everybody, to make everybody equal and not just against you?
I try to find stock pictures of the interior of homes as well that match as close to what you're seeing on the market as possible. So I previously ran an ad for Kirk, and we were targeting some listing clients for people moving to another state. Since I had lived in that state before, We took a snapshot of the map there in that state. We used that map picture. And then since I lived there, I knew sort of the interior trends that were for houses in there. Found photos that looked like they could be houses in this other state. Exterior picture, it had a pool, sort of selling that lifestyle in a hot, warm state. And we ran an ad like that. So keep that in mind too. Try to, if you use a stock picture, don't use a house that you can see outside and there's a bunch of palm trees, unless that's the type of client you want to target, someone that wants to live somewhere with palm trees.
I have a palm tree out in front of my house.
Oh, I don't know how it survived the ice we just had, but good job.
Well, that's because I'm out in FG. We didn't get ice. So, but yes, exactly, Morgan. So like, see, this is an image of a property that's obviously not in a home that's available in Lake Oswego. So I just changed it to looking in Lake Oswego, right? And then, so I'm actually just gonna grab that one. I'm not running any ad, but just ideas, right? That looks like a living room that could be in a home in Lake Oswego. Of course, you're gonna change it up based off of what you have and where you're at. Each time you save it, it is going to pop up with, it'll come up with the same name every time. If you don't want to change the name, it'll just add a 1, 2, 3, 4 afterwards so that you have that. So you want to do this and you want to get 5 total images that you want to do on your ad. So this is a good one. Bam. And maybe you want to change it around to move the attention. And oops, yeah, that, there we go. And I'm going to move it down here maybe. Well, maybe not on this one. Take it off to the edge because that's kind of a new thing, right? So there it is going off the edge. It just kind of moves the attention on each image that you have. And again, you can change it however you want. That makes sense too. If you're not good at this and you don't know how to do this, or you don't like to do this, be like Kirk and send it over to Morgan and ask her to do an ad for you. And does anybody have any questions on the images that you choose and want to use on your ads? And maybe you don't want to do the same thing every time. You go grab another one. Any questions on the ads, on the pictures? I always love this one. I don't know why. I love it. And, oh, here you go. Yes, Phil.
How did you make the picture of the map clickable?
It's not, but when they click on the ad, we're going to take them to the web page.
Okay.
But it's going to get them to want to click your ad, which is ultimately what you want them to do, right? So they click on the ad, and then it pops up with the Facebook lead gen form, and then it takes them to your website that you're going to send them to. And I know, Phil, you want to use a different website. So do a search on that website and click the map, do a map from there. So it looks the same. So they're actually reaching what you showed them. So if they click that ad, the image that had the map, and then it will actually take them to the website right here, and they'll see that map again.
Okay. Now has it become clickable?
Well, now it is, yeah, because it takes them to the website. And so they can click on any of these. Now they can search for homes, and we're going to see what they're doing.
All righty. Very good. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Okay, so we're just going to grab some of these because I need to have a few to do the images. Undo. Click, hold your shift key, and then drag it all down. And now I'm going to grab another one. And then I'm going to call this done. I know I don't have 5, but we're going to go with that. And then we're going to go to the ads. So when you're all done, you're going to go over to campaigns, which is the megaphone. And then you're going to create a new campaign up at the top, which all of you already know how to do this. Click on social ad. You're going to do your name. Oops, I have it on caps lock. So you're going to, I would highly suggest that you put the name of the ad that you're doing with as many details as possible to remind you what your goal was for the ad, right? So maybe for this, it would be move up buyer. Move up buyer. and then where it's at. You're not going to do tests. I'm doing tests because I want to make sure we know this is a test one. And then ultimately, we're actually trying to attract listings, right? This is kind of to let KW know what types of ads we're doing to help us with the Facebook to connect on the backside of the AI. So if we have what our full goal of our actual ad is, then that just helps them with getting that AI algorithm together. So I'm looking for listings in a buyer type ad. Does that make sense? The other thing that I would highly, highly recommend doing, just actually for a couple things. So when you're running an ad and you want to do a Facebook and you want to do an Instagram, do them separately, you guys, because if you click them together, and in Facebook, we want to have lots of pictures. By adding all those pictures, your Instagram ad is now going to become an Instagram story instead, because Instagram ad can only be one image. Okay. So, and when you do them together, it's going to take the budget that you have and it's going to split it out between the two anyways. So you might as well do each ad separately, and then you can really see where it's working and how it's working, and you're going to get an ad instead of a story. Okay. So we're going to do a Facebook, and then we're going to set up the campaign. So now you're here to the very beginning of this. I copied already my URL. So I'm just going to come down here to the bottom, and I'm going to configure. I'm going to go right to my web page that I want to have. I'm going to use the Facebook lead gen form. And then in the follow-up URL, you have to make sure it's an HTTPS. If you're not using the command, your website, you're using a different one, make sure it's an S. And then I'm going to paste it. And the reason I deleted that is because it's going to paste and I'm going to end up with duplicates. If it's working, it's checking to see if it's an actual good URL. It's going to end up with this little green checkbox here. Okay. So I'm going to do that first. You always want to do learn more, because no one wants to sign up without getting to see more information, or apply without getting more information, right? And the ad doesn't give us enough. So learn more is key to get people to actually click. I'm just going to go right into the targeting right now. If you leave it as it is, it's just going to go generalized target, Portland 20 miles, because that's where I am at. Okay. I'm going to go to custom settings, and we're going to do a custom audience. Now, this is where Morgan was talking about. If you want to target buyers in another state to come move into this area, well, then you're going to X that out, and you're going to go San Francisco, California. Why is it not coming up?
Just use the city.
Just use the city. It doesn't like it.
Type in Queen Creek. It's in Arizona. That might pull up.
There we go. Oh, I spelled it wrong.
Oh.
So then you click the area, and you can go as small as 15 miles and as large as 50 miles. That's it, guys. It's Facebook. It's their rules. It's what they say they will allow us to do. They don't want us to not include. It's just all in their algorithm and what they're allowing, and we can't change that. But we can change is the interest, and this is the key. This is the new thing. So you're going to add your interests. Now, Austin, are you even in there?
Yes. Yes. What's up?
Do you want to go ahead? I'm going to have Austin share with you a graphic that we'll share with everybody that's on the class that wants it. And it's a graphic that I got from Nick that is, of course, I made it my own. Your expert targeting interest based on what type of person you're reaching, right? Go ahead and show it. I'll stop share.
Okay. You got it.
Are
Let's
you
see.
ready?
Boom.
Are you ready? Boom. So if you're looking for a first-time buyer, you're going to target in those interests. And if you just check the interest box or the drop-down thingy, then it'll show everything. Or you can just type these in and grab them that way. First-time buyer, FHA insured, right? And you guys can read. So you're going to put all those for first-time buyer. For a luxury buyer, they're going to be people that are looking at finances, at the stock market, at stock exchange, market watch. You've got to think about their mindset and what their interests are, not just about buying a house, right? And of course, all of these, you're going to want to have Zillow as also an option. And I always just say throw in the Redfin, Zillow, homes.com, and realtor.com, because those are the big home search engines that people will head to. And if you're looking for a seller, you're going to look at them looking at landlord, property, refinance, for sale by owners, home equity, line of credit, investment. These are the big key ones that he's been utilizing and getting hits on. Okay.
Did he say in his class or thing that you saw a limit of how many, or like is there a downside to using too many?
No, he didn't say that. And I've seen it both hit, both some have said none and some have said a lot and some said a handful. So I just recommend that if you want to test it, because every market is different, right? So if you want to test it and do an ad with, some without, some with lots, right? See which one works best in the market that you're in. Because I know McMinnville is going to be different than Portland, right? Everywhere is different. So yeah. Oh, we got some stock photo sites. You guys, it's really simple and easy. Pexels.com. And it really doesn't matter which one you go to. I've noticed they all have about the same pictures. But if you just Google free stock photos, you'll find a few different ones. But Pexels, PEXELS.com. Austin, you type that in there, please. And then Austin, we're going to share this link, this image out with everybody that's on the class, if you wouldn't mind. And yeah, social media are those. Now let's go back to mine. So I'm still in screen back.
You got it.
Something that's coming up, you guys, that's not on here yet. Nick showed it because he's a labs agent, which means he has access to everything before we get it. Is that you're going to have, let's say we check one, and then we check another one. And obviously this isn't what I want for this ad, but, and I save it. What we're going to end up seeing, and it's not in there right now, the way it's set is it's going to be anyone that has looked at any of these things. All right. But what's going to happen, oh, I wonder if it's here. It is. They added it, I think. It's going to be an and or an or. So if they've looked at acting and advertising and affiliate marketing, see how it says? So they have to look at everything here. So maybe in your top one, you're going to put, I'm so glad they added this. You're going to put in there the Zillow, realtor.com, Redfin, homes.com, right? They've looked at these things, and or you put those down on the bottom and you put the ones that are on the sheet that Austin showed. You put those on the top. So it's an and because this is an or up here. Does that make sense? So either they've looked at accounting, or they've looked at advertising, or they looked at this, or they looked at this, or they looked at this, whatever you have in this top box.
How'd you get the extra box to show up again?
A narrow audience. Do you guys see
Okay.
that on yours? That's new. So it's or, and this is your and. So think about which ones you have, right? If they looked at, if you put all those, actually, if you put all of them down there, realtor.com, Zillow, Redfin, and all those, they have to look at all of those. So we don't want that, right? So maybe just one of them that they had to look at that, which means they're searching for homes. So targeting and figuring out which one makes the most sense for you on the ad is what you want to do. Does everybody get that? Okay. So then you're going to save your Facebook ad. And obviously I'm not doing this one because that's all wrong. Everybody knows how to do this, right? You come into ad media, you choose your image. Never ever, did they take it away? Nope. Don't hit your design library, because if you accidentally do that, it'll erase your whole ad. I find it easier just to upload it to my computer and then make sure you use whatever you picture you put on here first is the first one they're going to see in the scrolling. And I'll show you what I mean. So you preview and crop, always use the square, save the image. And let's add another one, add an image, go to the upload. We'll go to that one. I'm going to do one more just to show you. I thought I moved that down to the bottom. Oh, I didn't save it. Or I didn't save it as the right name. Did I save it? Thought I saved it. Am I getting old? Didn't save it. Okay, no big deal. Okay, so save that ad media. So now when people are on their phone and they're scrolling through, let's get that over here. This is how they see your ad, and they get a little glimpse of something more over here, right? But when they see this map, they may or may not, I don't know, do you guys feel like that this is clickable with this on here? Probably not, right? So maybe your very first one that you do, let's just kind of look at that. Add images. I'm going to grab the one that doesn't have it. Switch to square. Can I drag it to the beginning? Okay. So now, let's do this. That is my last one. Okay. Now, when they see the ad, now it looks like if I click on this, I'm going to go see those houses, right? So and this is the one that even Nick said gets the most responses of people wanting to click on, click this ad to go see. And then they can actually, you know, just slide their finger across and see that maybe these are homes that are available in there. And then, you know, maybe have that as your last image if you can't think of anything else. So then they're going to want to click on this so they can go look at it. And then you're going to get you're going to get an impression by them seeing this, and definitely more so by them actually moving it through and slowing down and stopping and moving. When they click on it, that's going to get your clicks. This week, to qualify for the next bracket, you want the impressions. You want them to see your ad. You want as many people to see your ad as possible. And then next time you're going to want people to actually click on your ad, click on your ad, click on your ad. And then the final one is going to be that you're going to want them to submit their Facebook information. So, and then you go into your configure text. We all know, you know, just finding the right words in here. You can shuffle. They have two. I don't think they've done anything more with those. You want to use emojis to make it look more realistic, and like a person did it instead of, obviously you don't want to use this for this ad, but it looks like a person did it instead of a computerized ad, right? And if you add emojis, you either need to put them in as you're typing, or because if I come in, you saw how I put a space in there and left my mouse there, and then when I do that, it goes to the end. So you're going to want to just cut and paste it and put it where you want it. Okay. Do the bombs, you know, the fire, that one grabs attention. You can do this fire, or you can do, I think it's explosion. Yeah, this one right here. That grabs attention too. Gets them to kind of like stop. And then It doesn't show that down here, that you can do emojis right here, but if I do this, and I put this here, boom, emoji. Emojis now show up on the headline. Okay. And then your description. The description may or may not show up actually in the ad. So the main copy is always up at the top. That's where you want all of your verbiage there, to most information that you want to grab their attention. The headline is going to be the big bold one that's down here. And then the description, like you don't even see the description in the mobile version. If I switch this over to the web, now you're going to see, and always learn more, or see homes actually. And then I always like doing the little point and point them over there, copy, paste, save ad text. See, it's still not even showing up in there. So it may or may not show. So don't focus on a lot going into that description. Okay, maybe you want to do this here. And now they're going to do that, right? That's going to get them to click learn more. Does that make sense? Awesome. And then you go down to do your budget. So you want to spend at least 25 minimum an ad. You want to do more. You do not want to do your ads longer than 10 days. They get stale, and you don't want to use the same image every single time because it gets stale. And I know I've already met with some of you, and you're seeing that in a pattern that people have duplicated, and not just everybody in here, but I've met with other agents. They've duplicated the same ad over and over, and they're running it at different times. But because the image is the same, the text is the same, everything is dropping from impressions, clicks, and leads. They're getting less and less and less. As I'm going this way because that's how it's showing up on the Facebook campaign. I'll save this as a draft.
Can I chime in on that real quick, Tanya?
Yeah.
If you've had a listing that's been sitting on the market for a while, I don't recommend running an ad for that either, because more than likely these people that are going to see the ad have already seen that house on Zillow, on Redfin, on your website, wherever. So if your listing has been on for more than 2-3 weeks, probably don't run an ad unless you got new photos done, it had a price reduction, some sort of big changes that don't look the same to the lead.
Yeah. Have you ever had a home sitting that long in today's market and it's not, I'm assuming it hasn't been staged, or it's a price thing, right? So you got to do one of those two things: get it staged, get new pics, look at the price, and talk to the seller, because everything is going fast now. So this is where I'm showing like your impressions, your clicks, your leads, they're all you'll notice them dropping and getting less and less. So back to edit campaign. Then when you're doing your budget, make sure you're spending the right amount of money. It doesn't hurt to spend more. You guys, it's just going to put more on there. It always states that you cannot do the ad today. You set it for tomorrow's date. And anytime you change it, so if you save an ad and you go out and you come back in, the days that is going to change, it's going to make you change this. So say I did this draft and then tomorrow I come in and it tells me I can't have today as the date, so I have to move it out. So then it's going to go to 8 days. So you're going to have to make sure that you change this date if you want it to run longer than that, right? Again, 7 to 10 days, ideal for any ad. It's going to be enough. And then as you see, when you go out, let's go 10 days. As you go out, it spreads your budget. So when you do $25, which I know that's what the Market Center is paying you guys or reimbursing you back for, it's $250 an ad. Some people are seeing better responses, spending more. And again, it's marketing. So know your marketing budget. How much do you want to market yourself in the month? And then what can you allocate towards your ads that you do? And whether you get leads or not, it is still business, right? So then once you're all done, you publish your campaign. And then the last thing, just as a reminder, I know you guys are probably tired of me saying this, but impressions, how many people drove by and saw your sign, clicks, how many people stopped to come see you at your open house, and leads, or how many people that came to the open house actually gave you their information because they don't have they don't have an agent, and they're seriously interested in buying the home, right? If you think of it that way, if you do an ad, if you do an open house and you get lots of people go by and see your signs and lots of people come to the open house, maybe you didn't get a buyer from it, but you still got your name out there, you still got to talk to people, and you still got to market yourself. Think of this that way. It is the cheapest marketing dollars you will ever spend. All right, any questions?
Are we able, after we post an ad, are we able to go back in and edit the duration of the ad?
No, I don't think so. Pretty much, I believe the only thing, Morgan, can you pop into one of them real quick while I were talking? I believe the only thing that you can edit on the ad once it's done is some of the text. Is that right, Morgan? I know. You're very limited on what you're allowed to change. You cannot change images. You can pause it, you can stop it and run a different ad. And when the original date is in there is over, then you'll get a credit for, and then to go back to do another one. So if you don't finish that ad.
So it will let you edit the name, the miles, it looks like.
Yeah, where it's going.
And the city, but that's it. So check for typos before you click publish.
Or you're going to pause your ad because there's no stopping it, and then duplicate, copy, customize, make your changes, pay for another ad, and then when that original ad date is done, then because you can't unstop it or unpause it, then you'll get the credit. You'll see that up in the top. I'm going to show you the guys that real quick. Sorry. Go up here on the main paid ads dashboard. You'll go to payments, and then you'll see credits in here when you see it. Okay. And then it'll grab from the credits when you do a new ad, and it'll give you whatever credits you have left. And they'll pull that first before it charges for more. Okay. Let's see. Is there any questions on the side that we haven't answered?
I had a comment yesterday. When I put the ad in, then I caught one letter typo. And so if I have a friendly person on the other end of things, I'll say, I intentionally made a mistake. Did you catch it? How sharp are you?
That's right. I watched that. We have had one of our agents who sent out text messages as a follow-up. And that's the biggest thing. You do these ads. What are you going to do when you get leads? You have to touch base and touch base and touch base and touch base consistently daily until they respond. If you don't do that, if you just reach out once and then be like, well, they never called me back, or they didn't text me back, or they didn't email me back, you're wasting your money. All you're doing is marketing dollars. So you're not wasting money. You're just doing marketing, and that's it. You have to be consistent in your follow-up. And that's why having a smart plan is key. And if you don't want to be the one sitting there and texting every single day to all of your leads that you come in, then get the Twilio and utilize that and have it automatically text, have it automatically email with the smart plan, but make sure you also do a phone call. But you remember, I always tell you guys in today's world, and think about where, I know you guys are all agents, so you have to answer your phone, but people who don't, if I'm sitting here during the day and I'm working and I tell everybody that's in my coaching that if you need me, text me, you guys, because I'm on a Zoom meeting all day long and I'm not going to answer my telephone. So you're not going to get talked to until maybe when I'm on my way home, maybe in the evening, or maybe the next morning, because I need my time too, right? So text me, I can quickly answer. Same thing with anybody that is a lead that comes in. They're going to you text them, you're more likely to get a response via a text or an email. If I know Kirk and McMinnville in that area, they get better responses on emails and phone calls than text messages. It's all based on who you're talking to and where your leads are coming from. But think about the people on the other side. And if you get a phone call from someone you don't know, are you going to answer? Are you going to let them leave a voicemail and then see? And how often can you go back to that? So it's all that. Text work, text. Even Nick said that. He goes, actually, you make a phone call, you're going to lose them. Nobody wants a phone call anymore. So, I mean, Morgan, you try it out. Just text and see what happens on those leads if we get better results. All right. Any other questions?
Chime in on one more thing real quick, Tanya?
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm not like stepping on your toes or anything, but rename your campaigns, your ads when you send them out. For example, first time home buyer ad in Portland. This way, when you get the lead and you pull them up in command, you can see on the right side what ad they came from, and then you can cater your follow-up to what ad you ran. So you can run a listing ad, a buyer ad, a lifestyle ad, and then tailor your conversation, and that might help you get that lead better as well.
Right, exactly. And then don't be afraid to just do an ad that's marketing you as an agent. We have some doing that and they're getting great results from it. Market yourself. All right.
Tanya, I had noticed on mine, I am not able to link my Instagram account. I don't know if I'm just missing something, but
you have to make sure, is it a business Instagram account?
Yes.
Okay. And you have your Facebook account connected.
Yeah. When I go to that manage that or link accounts, it only pops up like MailChimp, Facebook. I can't remember the other ones, but Instagram's not on there. What was that?
Did you link them both up in Facebook as well? They're like, you can post on Instagram and flip the switch to also share it to Facebook and vice versa.
Yeah, they've got to be connected everywhere.
Okay, I think I do have mine set up that way. I just wasn't able to tell on the dashboard. It doesn't really break down where the leads are.
Not in command, actually in your Instagram, connecting. Okay. There's like a way to connect it to your, so when you post something, you can share it to different Facebook pages. So if you have multiple Facebook pages like I do, I have to make sure I have it on the right one. Otherwise it's not going to connect. Or that you even have it to where it's connected to where you can post it on your Facebook. And make sure they're both business pages, right?
Okay. And then am I correct that to track the progress of this, I can only see through command, right? I can't go to my business page, or am I able to do that and see the activity?
You actually can. In Facebook, they show up on there. I have to remember where it's at. Let me go here. Oh, no, I don't want to go there. Let me go to this page and let's go try to log into my Facebook. You can go to your pages and you can manage the ads, lead center right here. And now I can see all of my leads that have come in and what ad they came in on and their contact. But this stuff all gets transferred right into command automatically. Okay. Cool. Did everybody know that? Yeah, I taught you something new. Okay, so thanks for coming, you guys. And I gotta run because I have an ALC meeting. But next week we have a class. No idea what I'm teaching you yet. Maybe it'll be more ads. I don't know. We'll wing it. But today at 3 o'clock, if you guys can make it, you got to pre-register. Go to the kwppagents.com website. Austin has the link in there for the regional tech trainer class. David Voorhees is on there. He's going to talk about database. I'm going to be on there, you guys, because I want to hear what he has to say. He is the labs manager, the head honcho at KWRI for Command. So we're blessed to have him joining us on our region call. So if you guys can make it, and I don't think it's recorded. No, it might be recorded, but join and I'll see you there. Cool. Have a great day and good luck to the winner of the March Madness. Austin, you're supposed to do the music. Come on. She really needs to get in my head.
Thanks, Tanya.
All right. Thanks, you guys. Have a good one.